Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amrita and today I'm doing the mid-year book freakout tag where I answer questions about the 45 books I've read so far this year. The first question is, what's the best book you have read so far? And my overall favorite is Mile High. That's the first book I read in 2023 and I absolutely loved it. It's my first sports romance. It has mental health as well as plus size representation. Overall, it's a very enjoyable read. 10 on 10 would recommend. The best fantasy I've read this year is The Blade itself. It's the first book in the First Law trilogy. I am not a person who likes grimdark fantasies. I'm also not a person who likes character-driven stories. And yet, I absolutely loved this grimdark character-driven fantasy. The writing style is very enjoyable. It has this sense of humor that balances out the grimdark in a way. I'm really surprised by how much I enjoyed reading this book. The best sci-fi I have read this year is Psalm for the Wild Milk. It's a very cute story about a monk and a robot. I love the world building in the book. I love the idea of a tea monk. I love the idea of sentient robots who have agency and want to explore the world on their own. A very cute and sweet read. And in romance, apart from Mile High, I really enjoyed Cole, which is the third book in the Mercy Ring series. It features the single parent trope and it's done really well. And then the second book that I liked in the romance genre is Part of Your World. It has the reverse age gap trope. I don't usually enjoy age gap romances, but I think it was very well done in this book. So even though I don't like the trope, I really enjoyed the book. The next question is, what's the best sequel we have read so far? The Bright Test. It's the sequel to The Kiss Quotient, which was one of my 5-star reads from last year. I didn't enjoy The Bright Test as much as I enjoyed The Kiss Quotient, but it has really good immigration rep. And if you follow this channel, you know that I am on an immigrant visa. I almost cried reading this book because of how much I could relate to the immigration life. The next question is, what's a new release that you haven't read yet but want to? Happy Place? I haven't read Happy Place yet. I also haven't read Tress of the Emerald Sea yet, so those two are definitely on my to be read lists. The next question is, what's your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? I think it's Caught Up by Liz Tomford. It's the third book in the Windy City series. A Mile High was the first book, Right Move is the second one, and now we're waiting for Caught Up. The next question, what's your biggest disappointment? My biggest disappointment this year has been The Small Game. The way I have been describing Small Game and why it's disappointing is that I feel like it has the Game of Thrones season 8 syndrome, where everything was like 5 stars right up till the last 2 pages, and then it became a 1 star. Because I feel like the book had so much potential and it did such a good job of like crafting a very engaging story, building this mystery. But by the end of it, the author couldn't figure out how to resolve the mystery, so they just stopped writing. Like, it's not an open ending. I don't like open endings, but I would have at least understood if it was an open ending. This book has no ending. The author just stopped writing, or that's how it feels like. It was a very frustrating and disappointing read, and I feel validated by the reviews on Storygraph. Next question is, what were the biggest surprises? A very pleasant surprise for me this year has been discovering graphic novels written by people of color. So 2 of my favorites so far are The Wash Day Diaries and Huda FRU. Very cute, very insightful, slice of life content that were just delightfully pleasant surprises. And on a similar note of being surprised by a genre, another genre that I discovered this year was dramatized audiobooks, and the one that I really enjoyed was Good Omens.
I haven't seen any horsemen, have you?
I don't need to. There's something here, something that affects the weather and everyday life. Do you know what that is?
A tripod.
On top of it, a theodolite. I use it to map ley lines. Here, my map. Look, something has happened to the ley lines.
Answer to the next 3 questions is Mile High. New favorite author, Liz Tomford. Newest fictional crush, Evan Zanders. Newest favorite character, Stevie Shea. What's a book that made you cry? The Bright Test. The immigration struggles hit a little too close to home. Book that made you happy. The Do-Over. It's a YA rom-com and I haven't read one in a very, very long time. And I had kind of forgotten the feeling of falling in love for the first time as a teenager or even having a crush. All of it was just so cute and so well done, and it also has a sci-fi time travel element to it. So yeah, overall a very enjoyable read. Final question, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? These right here. My priorities right now are Happy Place and Crest of the Emerald Sea. I would also like to read Kaikai and Black Sun. And then if I can manage it, like stretch goals, I would like to read Haruki Murakami's Novelist as a Vocation, that's a non-fiction, and then Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That was the mid-year book freak out tag. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.